Welcome everybody to Deering High School here in tonight's Class AA South matchup between the South Portland Red Riots and your Deering Rams. And it should be a great one tonight. Coming into this game, South Portland is currently the AA South #1 seed. And this is the first of two matchups between these two teams. Tonight will be here at Deering. The second one, Deering will travel to South Portland. But South Portland is 4-2 on the season. Their two losses have come to the undefeated Noble Knights and the one-loss Chevrolet Stags. So their two losses are understandable in terms of the whole season.
Yeah, and those are very tough teams to play against. We've seen both, and they're quite the stacked teams.
And so looking at South Portland's record, they've played 3 regional games so far. They are 3-0. This is their 4th game in Class AA South. But when you look outside of the region, they are 1-2, and that is to Class AA North Chevrolet and the Class A Noble Knights. But they are 3-2 against teams that are above 500, and that is 5 out of their 6 games. And so this is a battle-tested South Portland team so far, and that is why they are the #1 seed.
Well, and they've always had some great teams. They have a great coach. South Portland is one of those programs that never has a lack for good quality players.
And so looking at their wins, in their wins they score 59 points per game, and they're allowing 44 points per game. But in their losses, it's a minor drop in points per game at 51.5. But in their losses, they're allowing 66.5 points per game. That's a 22-point swing in terms of what they're allowing in their losses. So Deering's going to have to put some points on the board in tonight's game if they're going to want to get the win.
Well, and Deering has a really good defense. They just, like you said, they just need to put some points in the basket, and it's not for lack of trying. It's just they've had games where it just doesn't seem like the ball wants to drop whatsoever for them.
And so for points per game with players, you have Gabe Jackson just under 10 points per game, and Manny Hidalgo has 16.5 points per game. It's pick your poison for this team. Manny Hidalgo is their leading scorer, and he's already scored in every single game in double figures. So it's, do you allow him to score and not the rest of the team, or do you take him out of the equation and let the other players get hot?
Well, you know, I think, in my humble opinion as a broadcaster, you try to focus, you maybe sometimes let the scorer score, and you keep everybody around them for playing above their heads.
And so looking at Deering, they are 2-4 on the season. This is their first regional game of the season. They have 12 games left, and 8 of them are against Class AA South teams. So these are the wins that you need to accumulate to help you in the standings. Every team makes the playoffs, but in the first round, between seeds 2 through 7, the top 3 seeds play at home against their opponent. So if they want to secure at least a home playoff game, they're going to need to start stacking up some wins. And they did get a massive win against Bangor in their last game, winning 78-33. And to note, Evan Lagasse got his career high with 41 points, and 9 baskets were from 3-pointers.
Yeah, and so, like you said, they do need to continue that. You know, we've broadcast a few of their games, and they look like they're coming into their own and gelling. And this will be a good test for them. So I'm pretty psyched to see this game.
So with points per game, Deering, Evan Lagasse has 18 points per game, and Tayshawn Cleveland has 9 points per game. But to note, the first 3 games for Deering, they made 52 free throws. In their last 3 games, they've only made 16. So that's something that needs to change. They need to potentially get some players on South Portland into foul trouble.
Yeah, and that takes some work. You know, we just watched a JV game between Deering and South Portland, and not many fouls in that game. So both teams are aware of not letting the other team go to the line.
And so we'll see who comes out on top between the South Portland Red Riots and the Deering Rams, and we'll be back for player introductions and the national anthem.
Our guests tonight for NBA Class AA South matchup of the Red Riots and South Portland High School. The time-rating scoreboard operated today is your forward. The official scorer is Linda Atkinson. And tonight's varsity officials are Mr. Mark McGinnis and Mr. Justin Peter. Now let's see the starting lineups for both teams. First, for South Portland, coached by Kevin Millington, assisted by Tanner Ryland, Nick Costigan, Ryan Pillar, Connor Hassan, and Mike Owens. At guard, a 6'1" junior, number 2, Gabe Jackson. At guard, a 6' senior, number 3, Tom Maloney. At guard, 6'3" senior, number 4, Carmine Susi. At guard, 5'7" senior, number 30, Manny Hidalgo. Mid center, a 6'5" junior, number 50, Tristan Sanders. And now, for your man, coached by John Gray, assisted by Josh Stoll, Sean Lagasse, Tim Miller, and T.Y. T.Y. At guard, a 5'9" senior, number 1, Justin Jamal. At guard, a 5'10" senior, number 5, Xavier Latour. At guard, 5'11" senior, number 11, Evan Lagasse. At forward, a 6'4" junior, number 13, Corbin Cook. At the center, a 6'3" senior, number 24, David Varsity. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we would ask you to please rise as we honor America and those who protect her to the playing of our national anthem.
And here we go for tip-off between David Audie and Tristan Sanders.
Everybody just strolling in to the circle.
And it's won by South Portland. Jackson will get it to Hidalga. And it's a turnover. Lagasse gets the 2 at the other end.
Well, there you go. Off to a good start. Well, you know, as I was saying in the introduction, that defense has definitely come along through the,
And it's a player-controlled foul on Tristan Sanders. It's his first, team's first. Trying to set a screen in the paint. Got a little too much. Playing full court. And South Portland forces Latour to step on the baseline.
Yeah, they'll figure that one out. It's early, and they just needed someone to come back to help them.
It's a 3 in the corner. It's short. Rebounded by Jamal. Quickly up to.
Well, and that's what I'm speaking about earlier during introductions. The ball just sometimes does not want to drop for this Deering team.
And Jamal came away with that loose ball. And both teams are playing tough on the defensive side so far. Audie putting it up, missing it. Burke with the rebound, getting it to Lagasse. Back to Burke.
Oh, that was beautiful.
So it is a early 4-0 lead for Deering over South Portland.
If they can continue to make passes like that, they're going to put up some points.
And it's going to be short. It was rebounded by Maloji. That one's missed. And it's off of Maloji, out of bounds. And South Portland will drop back from their full court. Latour will get it back to Jamal. Justin Jamal in the corner, drains it. And so it is a timeout for South Portland with 5 minutes and 53 seconds left to go in the first quarter. It's Deering 7, South Portland, nothing. And we're back. And to note, this South Portland team does not take a lot of three-pointers. They get most of their baskets in the paint. But that is one player you do not want to leave open. And it's going to be out of bounds on Deering. It was Susie in the corner.
But, boy, they're fighting for those rebounds, though.
Hidalgo will get it to Meloji. It's to Jackson. And we'll see, it's off of Hidalgo. Full court, and Deering will get out of it. It's a three. Drains it.
Oh, man.
Lagasse starting off where he finished in the Bangor game. Getting 9 of the 13 three-pointers that Deering made. And that is a steal. And couldn't get the reverse layup.
Yeah.
Latour everywhere on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, you know, the defender for South Portland caused Latour to try to do a fancy layup because he was in the way. So the defense paid off there.
And to note, Latour in the Bangor game got a double-double with 11 assists and 10 steals. And that roll goes in and out for Meloji.
Well, you said they don't take a lot of threes, but they're being forced into it right now.
Burke to Cleveland, back to Burke. Jamal in the corner. That one's good. And whatever they talked about after the Falmouth loss, this team is completely different. It's blocked by Latour.
Well, you know, you can also think of it too. 2.5-hour bus ride up to Bangor. You have a lot of time to talk on the way up and a lot of time to talk on the way back with no distractions.
And that one is good by Tom Meloji. And that's the first points for South Portland with 3 minutes and 34 seconds on the clock here in the first quarter. It is 13-2. And that's a turnover. It's to Burke. Lagasse will bring it back, getting a screen, throwing it for Cleveland. We'll hand it off to Latour, and Latour will get fouled. That's only the second foul so far in this game. It's Manny Hidalgo with his first, team's second. So it's been a pretty clean game so far. Cleveland will get it to Latour. Latour floating it, missing it. And it's going to be... Is that a foul? That's a foul. That's on Tayshawn Cleveland. That's his first, team's
sure
first.
That was just going to be a jump ball, but he must have grabbed the wrist.
Deering playing a zone defense. And a hard fall for Michelle Butero. But he fouls Darius Johnson, who will go to the line for 2 free throws. Getting the first one. And getting both. So down to a 9-point lead for Deering. It's to Jamal. He'll fire it up, but rebounded by Jackson. Jackson going full court and getting that one to go. Tavian Latour with his first, team's third. So with just like that, Deering with 3 fouls as Gabe Jackson with the 3-point play.
And South Portland getting themselves back in.
And that one can't go, and it's out of bounds on Deering. So Hidalgo still has not found the score sheet.
Wow, and this is looking pretty tough these last few minutes for Deering.
And that switch did not go in the favor of Deering.
Well, and now the fouls are starting to pile up for Deering. South Portland's taking the ball to the hoop. Like you said, as far as they don't take a lot of threes, they bring it into the basket, and they're getting a lot of fouls now.
Tom Maloji at the line, shooting 2, getting the first one. And South Portland has cut this lead down to 4. And Lagasse splitting the defenders and getting fouled. So that's on Tom Maloji. That's his first, team's third. So it's going to be side out of bounds. Getting it into Justin Jamal. Burke. Hand it off to Jamal, and it's picked off by Jackson. And getting it to Johnson for the basket. So now it's a 2-point lead for Deering.
Yeah, South Portland scored, the last 9 points? 9 points?
Cleveland, that's a basket to stop the bleeding for Tayshawn Cleveland and Deering. Back up to a 4-point lead with just over a minute to go in the first quarter. Jackson. And it's a steal. And it's off of South Portland. 51.1 on the clock.
A lot of action so far this first quarter.
And Deering will substitute Justin Jamal for Tavian Latour. Latour needing to get the ball away, getting it to wing. Cleveland. Lagasse putting it up. It's off the backboard South Portland with a fast break. It's a 3, and Jackson. So it is a 1-point lead, 15-14. And that's a foul on Manny Hidalgo. That's his second.
Yeah, those reach-in fouls, a lot of times you're going to get called for a foul. You reach in there like that.
And so it's 5 team fouls for South Portland. Tavian Latour will be at the line shooting 2.
And every basket's important here.
And getting both. 12 seconds on the clock. Hidalgo bringing it up slowly. Hidalgo will drive in. And
that on Latour?
okay. It's on Tavian Latour. He had 3. And that is Michelle Butera, who's on the bench. But still, that's not good for Latour picking up his second. And Johnson hitting the first of 2.
Yeah, the referees are calling a very, very tight game here.
And missing the second one, Lagasse got the rebound, thought about shooting it, but holds on to it for the end of the first quarter. And so after one complete, it's Deering 17, South Portland 15. And we're back for the start of the second quarter. Deering starting off with the ball, holding on to a 2-point lead after having a double-digit lead earlier in the first quarter. It's a turnover. O'Donnell getting it to go.
Well, now South Portland has pulled themselves together here and made this a ball game.
So Gabe Jackson called for the foul. It's his first, team's first.
Well, and both teams now are going to really...
Lagasse for 3, missing that.
They're going to have to figure out how they can play physical without fouling.
Things are all knotted up at 17. And that one's off. Cleveland with the rebound. Almost mistimed the jump. Cleveland putting it up and getting the friendly roll. Tayshawn Cleveland up to 4 points. It's a 3 by Jackson. It's off the mark, rebounded by, it was Johnson. Deering with the fast break. And that one couldn't get under the outstretched arms of Susie.
Yeah, that was a great defensive play. Would have been a highlight if he could have just dropped it in, but it wouldn't fall.
And that's a tripping foul.
Yeah.
on Ashton Motagoma. It's his first. That's team foul number 2 with 5 minutes and 57 seconds left to go in the half. Deering leading this 19-17. Burke into Jamal. And that one's thrown away.
Yeah, they got to cut down on those. This is like the second or third careless pass. And when you're playing against a team like South Portland, that's 3 too many.
South Portland trying to figure out a way to get into the paint. And it's right to Burke. Burke getting it to Jamal.
Well, and that'll make up for the bad passes for Deering, is getting them right back.
Jamal getting it to Burke, and that one's no good. Had a free shot at the basket.
Well, and that's the way it's been for Deering. They've been getting some good looks, but things are just not falling.
It's in the corner. Susi, that's long, and it's a push for Tristan Sanders. That's his second, team's third. So South Portland only has one foul to give with just over 4.5 minutes to go. And Cleveland to Evan Lagasse. Lagasse up to 7 points now.
If they can put a few more of those together.
And a great defense by Cleveland on Sanders, not allowing him to go straight up to the basket. Lagasse, and that gets blocked. It is 21-17 Deering over South Portland. Lagasse putting it up and getting it to go.
What a strong play underneath.
O'Donnell, Hidalgo, Susi, O'Donnell, and that's going to be a foul. It's on Evan Lagasse. It's his first. Only the team's first with 3 minutes and 17 seconds left to go in the half. Here in the second quarter. O'Donnell with the long two. Wing with the rebound.
You gotta love it.
Cleveland will get it to Wing. Couldn't get that one. Rebounded by Maloji. Jackson will get it to Maloji. O'Donnell. Hidalgo will slow things down. And goes in and out for Hidalgo and out off of South Portland.
Boy, I'll tell you, Deering's defense has been phenomenal over the last 3 minutes. Well, I'd say actually most of this quarter. They are not letting South Portland in anywhere near that basket.
Wing will get it to Lagasse. Lagasse drives in off the Burke with the rebound. And who is that on? That is on Hidalgo, so that's his third. So he only has 2 more fouls to give, and he'll be taken out.
Wow.
And Deering has done a great job at limiting his impact on this game.
Boy, Deering cannot get anything to drop sometimes.
And great by Michelle Butera hitting that off of South Portland. South Portland with a fast break opportunity. Butera will get it over half. Will put it up too hard. Cleveland will fight for the rebound. Getting it to Wing. Wing for 3. And off the mark. Minute and 23 seconds left to go in the half. It's in the corner. That one hits the rim and saved by Malauji. And fast break for Deering. Butera on the other end getting the basket.
One of those finally dropped. I don't know how many in the last couple minutes had just been circling the drain but won't go in.
Butera, it's 50 seconds, getting it to Burke. A odd pass, but Deering keeps possession. And it's a steal by O'Donnell.
Well,
25 seconds. Butera, 15 seconds on the clock. Wing, get it back to Butera. Butera spins, will put it up, and gets it to go.
Oh, man. That was beautiful.
And that was blocked by Wing on the attempt by Maloji. And Deering with a great second quarter.
Yeah, I'd say so. That defense was unrelenting. Didn't let, South Portland in underneath the basket because that's where they make many of their points. What a great quarter.
Yeah, Deering won that quarter 10-4, and this is the start that Deering wanted in this game so far. It is a 27-19 lead for Deering.
Well, and the thing is it could have been more. I don't know how many times Deering had a free reign at the basket, and that ball just rolled around 2 or 3 times and then didn't go in. And it's just, those are going to need to drop, though, because you can't sleep on this South Portland team. They may have an 8-point lead now, but with the coach that South Portland has, they're going to go into the locker room and they're going to talk about what just happened in this second quarter, and they're going to make sure it doesn't continue to happen.
Well, it was down to a couple minutes in the first quarter for Deering's defense, allowing a number of points in the paint, but they settled things down and only allowed 4 points to one player, and that was Ty O'Donnell, getting all 4 points in the second quarter for South Portland. But the biggest win for Deering is Manny Hidalgo has 3 fouls on him and 0 points. And for South Portland, that is the number one scorer for their team. So with him having 0 points, it's going to be tough for not only for him to score where Deering's played so well in the paint, but on the defensive end, he's going to have to let off of some of the drives for Deering.
Well, and not only that, you're speaking about driving into the basket. He's also going to be concerned about himself driving into the basket and having an offensive foul too, because he's going to want to start putting up some points. He is going to have to be so careful this second half because, you know, I don't think Darren's going to be able to keep him with goose eggs for this game, but he's going to have to be extremely careful in trying to accumulate points.
And so for the scoring, Deering spreading the wealth between 6 players, but Evan Lagasse leads the team with 9 points on 4 made baskets, one of them being a three-pointer. And on the other side, it was 4 players on the score sheet, with Gabe Jackson with a team-high 6 points on 2 made baskets, 1 free throw, and one of those being a three-pointer. And so Deering still has a lot of work to do if they want to come away with this, probably the biggest win of the season for them. But South Portland still has a whole half to make a name for themselves and show why they are 4-2. But it should be a action-packed second half, and we'll be back. And here we go for the start of the second half. South Portland starting off with the ball.
Well, and we'll see what they talked about at half. And as you mentioned, Seth, both teams came out late. So this is a very serious ball game.
Well, it's important for the standings going into the tournament. It's Hidalgo getting it to Maloji. Jackson for 3, hits off the back of the rim, and Latour coming away with the rebound.
Good job slowing it down.
Justin Jamal will regroup.
Just wait for the help.
Audie. Jamal driving in, and out of bounds on South Portland.
Well, and that one is fortunate because neither player could control the ball.
It's inbounded to Latour. Needing help, Lagasse to Burke. Latour will go up and under and getting a great basket. Tavian Latour with his first basket of the game. O'Donnell, that one gets a friendly roll. So Ty O'Donnell has the last 6 points for South Portland. Hidalgo swatting the pass intended for Audie. It's into Lagasse. Lagasse will step back. It's short. Hidalgo to Jackson, and that one's good. Not the way you want to start for Deering.
Yeah, that was some good passing by South Portland getting the ball down. Nice layup.
Jamal will get it to Latour. Jamal in the corner, drains it.
Oh, man. Boy, it's a good thing Latour is a football player. He jumped up, saved it from going out of bounds, and got it back in the corner on a beautiful pass. And there's another one.
Jamal got it to Burke. Burke splits the defense and gets it to go. Now back to a double-digit lead for Deering.
Yeah, South Portland coach asking about that. The ball had gone from the South Portland player's hands to his knee and then went over the half-court line for a backcourt violation.
Latour, Lagasse, Audie. And great composure to keep his balance. Latour getting enough strength to throw it off of a South Portland player to keep it.
Yeah, you really have to think that one through. It's not an automatic reaction.
And that one was tipped by O'Donnell. Hidalgo going all the way. That one doesn't go. That was blocked by Latour. It's out to Jackson, who drains it. And a long pass by Latour to Lagasse. That one hits off the back of the rim, rebounded by O'Donnell, back to Jackson. This rebounded and put back in by Darius Johnson. Deering able to get it over. And not sure if that's what Burke intended for, but he tipped it to Audie.
Yeah. That's okay. We'll take the two. Doesn't matter how you score it.
Meloji getting it to a wide open Johnson, and Evan Lagasse wide open on the other side for the basket. And they've opened up a 12-point lead, this Deering team, and it's a full timeout for South Portland with 3 minutes and 24 seconds left to go in the third quarter. It's Deering 40, South Portland 28. And we're back. We'll see what South Portland talked about in the timeout, but they definitely needed to call that one. Deering was on a run. O'Donnell can't get that one to go. Lagasse with the rebound, getting it to Latour. O'Donnell getting the steal, and it's a foul. Let's see, that's on Justin Jamal.
Well,
that's his first, team's first, and Manny Hidalgo at the line shooting two.
And that's only the first foul by either team in 5 minutes of this quarter.
And Hidalgo getting onto the score sheet with that free throw. Hitting both. Susie guarding Latour. It's a pick and roll by Tayshaun Cleveland and Evan Lagasse. Cleveland getting the basket. And on the other end, Darius Johnson. And that's a push by Carmine Susie. That's his first. Team's first. Latour will get it to Lagasse. It's in to Cleveland. Hidalgo with the steal, getting it to Johnson.
Oh.
And that's on Susie. That's his second.
Well, Darren's got to button it up here. They're getting a little lackadaisical on the passing.
Latour getting it to Tayshaun Cleveland. He'll spin, getting it up, and it's a foul on Deering.
Is that a push-off underneath?
It's on Evan Lagasse. That's his second, team's second. Minute and 47 seconds left to go in the third quarter. It is 42-34 Deering. South Portland has yet to get a lead. That's Susie for three. And that's on Latour. That's his third. That's his third. That's the team's third. And inbounded to Tom Maloji. Cutting this lead to 6. And that's picked off by Johnson. Hidalgo getting the steal.
Wow.
And that's going to be Lagasse's third. Not good. Now Evan Lagasse is in foul trouble. It's stolen. That one's good by Hidalgo. And Lagasse quickly on the other end getting the basket. Susie. And that one's taken away quickly up to Justin Jamal.
Oh, there you go.
So four quick points for Deering. Gets this back up to an 8-point lead. 23 seconds on the clock here in the third quarter. Susie Hidalgo getting it in the paint. And Tayshaun Cleveland getting that on the first one, but Maloji cleaning the boards up and getting the basket. A three is good at the buzzer by Justin Jamal, giving Deering a 9-point lead going into the fourth quarter.
There you go.
And so a back and forth third quarter here in this game, but Deering extending their lead by 1. going into the fourth quarter, and we'll be back. And here we go for the start of the fourth quarter. Deering starting off with the ball.
And I have to say, Deering gave South Portland the Peyton Pritchard treatment with the buzzer going off and the ball dropping in for 3.
Cleveland to Jamal. Jamal getting it to Burke. And getting past Hidalgo. It's up and good for Tom Maloji. So back to a 9-point lead for Deering. 1 minute down in the fourth quarter. Latour. Cleveland. And that one's good. So Tayshawn Cleveland will go to the line.
Well, and I have to say, the one thing I've noticed about this Deering team today, compared to the prior games that we've covered, they've been very patient with the ball underneath.
And getting that one to go. Up to 9 points. That 3 is no good, but we're going to have over the back foul. It's on Tayshawn Cleveland. That's his second, only the team's first. It's Susi with the rebound, getting it to Hidalgo, out, and that 3 is missed. And Burke. And it's a timeout, a great timeout with Tayshawn Cleveland not able to get out of the press, and Deering needing to talk about that.
And I have to say, South Portland, you've said, and we've talked about this early on in this game, that South Portland is not a three-point shooting team, but Deering right now is forcing South Portland to put up threes, and they are not dropping.
Yeah, and with a large lead with 6 minutes and 30 seconds left to go, it's 54-42, Deering over South Portland. And Deering's not allowing anything in the paint. You've got to revert to taking three-pointers.
Yeah, and that's gonna spell trouble for this South Portland team, because as you could see, the last 3 or 4 shots have been three-pointers. They're not dropping. South Portland's just got to rebound the ball and get it across half court.
And Hidalgo playing great defense on Latour, and Latour trying to spin around but dribbles off his foot. Hidalgo to Jackson, back to Hidalgo. Susi was in the corner. It looked like he was going to try to take the 3, but bobbled the ball. So South Portland needing to draw up another play.
Wow, their defense is phenomenal tonight. They may score some points here.
And Latour coming away with the
travel
block, and it's
a timeout.
A timeout for South Portland.
Wow. They are causing South Portland to waste so much time. They cannot get that ball inside.
And with 5 minutes and 43 seconds left to go in this game, it's Deering 54, South Portland 42. And we're back. And we got a
clean up in aisle 2 by the head coach of Deering, wiping the floor down.
It's a quick 3 from the inbound by Gabe Jackson.
Well,
and
no.
Latour was going inbounds and tried to call a timeout, but couldn't get the timeout. And it's going to be a foul on Tayshawn Cleveland. That's only the second team foul. Tom Maloji at the line shooting 2. Down to an 8-point lead.
Yeah, Darren's going to have to be real careful now.
And getting both.
Got to get the ball over. Got to move the ball, boys.
And it's almost taken away. And Latour steps on the line. So it's going to go right back to South Portland. It's a 7-point lead. It's quickly inbound. O'Donnell, Hidalgo with a shot and gets it to go.
Yeah.
And Cleveland will get 2 free throws with the fast break by Deering.
Yeah, I mean, they finally got the ball over half court. They've been struggling the last minute or so with trying to get that ball over the half court line.
And Cleveland getting the first of 2. And getting both. It's a 3, and that one's good by Gabe Jackson. It's now down to a 4-point lead with 4 minutes and 51 seconds.
Somehow, Deering's got to break this press.
It's into Jamal. Cleveland will bring it over and dribbles it out of bounds. And it's going to be a timeout for Deering with 4 minutes and 47 seconds left to go in the game. It's Deering 56, South Portland 52. And we're back. South Portland with the ball. O'Donnell quickly.
Travel.
And Hidalgo coming away. O'Donnell. And off the glass and in. Darius Johnson. And Burke will get an easy 2 with South Portland playing aggressive defense.
Well, Darren needs to get back to what they were doing.
It's not the person you want to leave open. Gabe Jackson is 3 3-pointers. And It's a turnover, and that one goes out. Jackson for three. No, that's blocked. And out of bounds on Deering. It's a 1-point lead for Deering. And that one too high for Jackson, going out of bounds. 3 minutes and 14 seconds left to go. Jamal will get it to Latour. Cleveland. Jamal getting that blocked. And a blocking foul. And that's on Manny Hidalgo. That's his fourth. Team's third. 2 minutes in. 50 seconds on the clock. And wiping the floor of sweat where the two players went down. And we'll play once again. It's into Cleveland. We'll hand it off to Butera. Into Cleveland. Cleveland diving onto the floor. And it's going to be a tie-up. Possession arrow going with South Portland.
Wow, this has become a very, very competitive game. South Portland just laying in wait for Darren to make a few mistakes.
And that one's good, and South Portland having their first lead of the game here late in the fourth quarter. Jackson will get the basket and will go to the line.
Well, and that's what I was just saying. South Portland was laying in wait for the mistakes, and there you go. Potential three-point play.
And getting the three-point play to go. Now have a 4-point lead. And it's a turnover. And it's off of Deering. Deering needing to force the action. O'Donnell. And it's a timeout for South Portland with 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go in this game. South Portland now leads 62-58 over Deering. And we're back. South Portland will inbound on the side. Doggo.
And all they need to do is keep moving the ball. Keep it away. Play keep away.
And quickly passing it. And that's a foul. That's the foul to give for Deering.
Wow, and that does stop the clock, albeit not for long.
And that's on Latour.
Is that 4 or 5?
That's 5.
Yeah, that was number 5.
And so 59 seconds, South Portland will be shooting at the free throw line for every foul. And that one's missed by Darius Johnson. And getting the second one.
They got to move it. They got to move it. Get it over.
Cleveland will put it up and can't get that one to go. And South Portland with a great fourth quarter.
Yeah, this has been all South Portland here. They just
and Gabe Jackson hitting the first one.
and these free throws are going to be the issue for Deering.
And it's taken away, and that one's good for Jackson. Jamal hitting that one, but it is a 7-point lead for South Portland with 22 seconds left to go in this game. It's 67-60, and we're back. Deering playing full court, and it's Jackson. And Darius Johnson with the two. That one's no good, and that's going to do it for this game. South Portland with a roaring comeback.
Wow, that was a scary fourth quarter for Deering. And, we'll get the handshakes, and I don't know what to say. I mean, the team that is, ranked up there just played well enough to stay in this ball game till they got to the fourth quarter, and Deering had quite the lead, and they just couldn't hold it. South Portland just stepped it up, and they schooled Deering here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and it all stemmed from Gabe Jackson. He hit 3 3-pointers in the fourth quarter and getting a total of 16 in that fourth quarter. It shows why South Portland is one of the favorites to win the state title this year.
Well, and for a team that doesn't normally shoot threes, they made the best of it in the second half, and this was, both teams have really good coaches. The coach for South Portland we've seen many times, go into battle against the Portland Bulldogs. And, tonight they battled the Darren Rams, and it was a battle. It was a good battle. Just didn't come out the way Darren wanted it to. But I think we saw a really good ball game. Both teams worked really, really hard.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that Deering let up 29 points in that fourth quarter. Defensively for South Portland, they ratcheted up the heat, and it melted Deering in that fourth quarter.
29 points in a quarter is amazing. You're only playing 8 minutes in a quarter, and to score that many points, considering what did Deering hold them to in the second quarter?
4 points.
They held them to 4 points in the second quarter, and then South Portland scores how many in the fourth?
29.
29. Seriously, it's like you're talking worlds apart difference between a second quarter and the fourth quarter, where it mattered in the fourth quarter. South Portland was just brutal.
Well, and this is one of those tests for Deering. This is the level of intensity and attention to detail that you're going to need for the tournament. It's one of those things where you go back to the drawing board, but they got to figure things out on the offensive side of the ball and how to move through full court presses, because it looked like they were dribbling off their legs and turning the ball over and throwing it away.
Well, and that's the key thing is, to not turn the ball over and have it lead to points. And that happened, quite a bit. But, South Portland turned it up a notch there defensively. I think both teams played really, really well. It could have gone either way. It happened to go South Portland's way tonight.
And so looking at the stats, 7 were on the score sheet for Deering, but the leading scorer with 16 was Justin Jamal. And for South Portland, 5 were on the score sheet, but the top scorer for South Portland and for the game was Gabe Jackson with 27, and Darius Johnson put up 18. So South Portland having the top 2 scorers in this game. And so South Portland will move to 5-2. Their next game is at home against Scarborough. And for Deering, they drop to 2-5. Their next game is here at home against Scarborough. And so we'll see if they can turn things around against Scarborough, but it's another test in this Class AA South that they're going to have to work their way through. But the final score in this one is South Portland 69, Deering 60. Saying so long. This has been a production of WPPS TV3 Portland Public Schools. Saying good night.
Thank you very much for watching. We'll catch you again.